fuck are you gonna update that shit?
I'm in Pittsburgh with a lot of hoes. Young nigga with a bankroll.
Lil Dirk 88 on Twitter. Junior Dirk on Twitter. Yeah.
Cartoons was the last shit on my mind. I was chasing folks. Okay?
Nigga, wash your ass.
Broke hoes get nothing.
Yo, I'm in Pittsburgh with a lot of hoes. Young nigga with a bankroll. This is the Ignant Agenda. I'm your boy, way more fly than you. 1 U on Instagram. Way more fly than you. 2 U's on Twitter. Your baby mama's favorite single father. To my left, the big black nigga with a bald head.
I wish it was bald. Shit, you can't. I'm glad I got a hat on. Anyway, Lil Dirk 88 on Twitter, Junior Dirk _88 on IG.
Shit look like a horseshoe at the top, my boy.
Shit, wow. I was supposed to cut it on Wednesday, but I was like, not Wednesday, on Monday, but I was like, fuck it. I'm going to the barbershop on Saturday, so you might as well just cut all the shit off. But this shit look bad.
When you go to the shop, what do you tell him?
You don't know shit.
Like, what is a bald nigga haircut order sound like?
After the first cut, you already know what it is.
But when you got like I'm saying, like if you had to switch barbers, what would you tell him?
Hey, nigga, you see what's going on.
To borrow my shit? You get a ball. Do you let them use the fucking razor?
I've only had that one time.
You ain't like it?
Buddy was like, well, it'll last longer, but it was
the same.
Yeah, I got about a good 4 days.
Yeah, that's about me. My hair grow back real fast, dog. Like, it was funny. We was joking on the timeline, and somebody was like, what the fuck they said? Something like, how you feel after you get a haircut? I said for the first 4 days,
You can't tell me shit.
bitch can't tell me nothing. Day 5, that shit start growing back in.
Right.
Be a little bit more humble. Yeah, man, my hair grow back. My hair on my face grow back super fast. Like, not so much I get faves and shit, so not so much on the sides and the back, but the hair on my face definitely go back fast.
It don't really even be my beard. It'd be like it's part of my beard, but it'd be the whiskers. Like I be eating them hoes. Like
Yeah, I hate that. That shit is aggravating.
it really because it hurt.
Yeah. Other than that, how was your week? How's everything?
It's been pretty normal.
Yeah.
What is it? It's Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing really.
Ain't shit popping?
Nah, not this week.
Yeah, this week has been pretty good, man. We the kids were supposed to go back to school this week, but we opted to retract our decision. Because when the rules came out about what the fuck they had to do when they get in the classroom, you gotta stay seated, keep your mask on. You can't get up. Like, you're confined to a seat for how many hours. The only time you can get up is bathroom break, recess. Recess, you can't play with none of the kids. You get an hour to play by yourself. Lunch, you got to eat lunch by yourself.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, sound like prison.
Yeah.
I ain't never been.
But that's definitely what it sounds like.
But I done seen the shit on TV and it looked just like what you're telling me right here. So, we just came to the agreement like, nah, we not going to send them back. You know what I'm saying? We just going to keep. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying?
At least for the rest of this year.
Yeah, for the rest of this year, we'll try to figure that shit out. 2021, 2022 school year. But for right now, fuck that shit, bro.
I don't blame you. That sound like a lot. And then, like you said, you already got the routine, so it's like, why fix it if it's broke?
And this nigga's in kindergarten.
Right.
Like, who are y'all fooling? What kindergarten do y'all know is finna stay seated with a mask on? You know what I'm saying? For 6 hours at a time. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it just don't make no sense for us to take him out of a system that he's got adjusted to, with learning from home, and then put him in a system that he got to get readjusted to or adjusted to in a different mindset.
Right. Because this year was supposed to be his first year in elementary school.
Kindergarten.
So, yeah, you might as well just wait till next year.
Fuck that shit, Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And nigga still be at the crib with me and his mom, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to thug it out.
I mean, the school year almost over too.
It damn sure is. I don't understand why they trying to do that shit now. Y'all should be preparing for next year.
Right.
Cancel this year. You know what I'm saying? That's what everybody else did.
And get it as normal as possible.
Right. Because by next year, vaccines will be done rolled out according to the president. You know what I'm saying? All the vaccines would be, all the Americans would, they would have provided enough vaccines for all Americans is what he's saying. He's saying everybody should be vaccinated by June. I know everybody ain't gonna take that shit, but I guess they'll have enough vaccines available for everybody to take. Just wait this shit out, you know what I'm saying? Come up with a contingency plan about, still remaining safe or whatever, but
Right.
fuck that shit, man. Let these kids stay to the crib. They been to the crib all this time.
Right. Since what?
Nigga, the beginning.
Since March. So they stopped going to school in March. Because, Chase is still been going.
Oh, yeah.
He just got an extended spring break.
Right.
But, so by this time last year, they was out of school.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yep.
That's a long time.
So I was just like, it's not that serious. You know what I'm saying? We can do without it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I don't blame you.
Mentally, what's going on? How you feeling?
I feel great. Like I said, I just keep up my same routine. More and more I work out, the more and more I express myself with something going on. I feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Try not to think about this COVID shit going on too much. And
you really can't.
It's just part of life now.
I think we've adjusted fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
And the exposure that we've had to it is a blessing because in some way, form, or fashion, I feel like it made our immune system stronger. It's a few niggas we done been around that done had that shit.
And they probably ain't know it. And they gave it to us and like...
And we probably ain't know it. That's probably why we okay now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really feel like... I'm not going to say I had it because... Well, there's a high possibility that I probably did have it and didn't know. And I may be asymptomatic. Never lost, you know what I'm saying, sense of smell, touch. I smell every fucking thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I eat too fucking much to not be able to taste nothing. So I know those two factors, you know what I'm saying, haven't had a fever, no chills, and none of the other stuff that people have been complaining about having. It's just, I feel like the more and more people that I've been around that probably had it and got over it, whatever, I don't know how antibodies spread, but that probably helped me in some way, form, or fashion, but...
It's just like I try to stay away from like certain things. I know you watch the news. You probably watch the news a lot more than I do.
I probably do.
I probably read it and then feel like if it don't sit well on my system, I just I try to not focus on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think for like the first few months you just consumed with COVID, and then all that black people dying and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I just stopped consuming myself with certain things.
They don't even show the numbers on the news no more. Right. CNN for like months, it was always the total cases in the world, total cases in the United States, total deaths in the world, total deaths in the United States. Mm-hmm. That shit ain't nowhere on the screen no more. Like, it's almost like, okay, we're going to stop showing it to y'all now because y'all know what it is, but the shit's still going on.
Right.
People still dying, hospitals still full. It's crazy, man.
What about you mentally? Like, just,
I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I've made a choice. I've made a choice to only focus on 124 hours at a time.
Right.
So this day ain't over. So that's all I'm thinking about, getting through this day. In the morning when I wake up, if God bless me to wake up again, I'm gonna focus on that 24 and all the things that I can control in that time period. Mm-hmm. That's really all you can do, because I think that the more and more, not saying that you're not supposed to plan ahead, but the more and more you focus on, what's the term? It starts with an E, and I'm gonna fuck this word up real bad. I think it's extra something circumstances. I'm gonna Google it, but I think people who hear this extra extenuating circumstances. That's what it is. extenuating circumstances. So things that are ahead, outside of your control, things that you really don't really have any impact over, we tend to worry about a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But in actuality, you should just say fuck it, and you'll get to it when you get to it. Still preparing for the, ahead, maintaining your routine. If you go to the gym, go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you have savings, goals and things of that nature, continue to, like, almost like tunnel vision. You know what I'm saying?
That's really what it is.
Yeah, like this is what I'm focused on. I gotta accomplish this today. And once I get done with that, I'll think about something else. So that's really what I've been on, just thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? And the only anxiety I got a wedding to go to. My cousin is getting married, and I don't fucking know what to wear. So,
talking about minor.
Yeah, it's very, very minor, but it's a big deal because, you know what I'm saying, like, I made a promise to her that I'm going to be there, so I have to find something to wear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I got to get a plane ticket as well, but, that's just, those are minor things, but mentally up top, like, I'm good. So I was scrolling. This is a funny way to start, but I was scrolling the timeline on Instagram, and I came across a podcast. Do you know who Mano is?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Mano is a Brooklyn rapper. He has a very interesting Instagram. Like he always is promoting motivational speaking. He always speaking positively to his fans and the people that support him. But he had a guest. He has a podcast, and he had a guest on his podcast. His guest was Mr. C. I don't know if you know who Mr. C is, but Mr. C is he's known for DJing for Big Daddy Kane. He was very influential.
Was he in the Biggie documentary?
Which one?
The one on Netflix.
Yes, him.
Okay.
You seen him in there?
Okay.
Okay, he was in there, right? So he from Bed-Stuy. He's credited with having some dealings with getting Biggie on. You know what I'm saying? I'll say that. I don't know to what extent. I'm not that well versed in his history, but I do know that he had a lot of legal problems with prostitution and buying. I can't really say buying pussy because of the type of pussy that he was buying.
With this.
So, Mr. C, for those of you who don't know who we're talking about, he was caught, you know what I'm saying, loitering and soliciting for prostitution from transgenders. I don't think tranny is the proper term, so I won't use it. But transgender people, right? So, he got caught, you know what I'm saying? I think he did some time too, paid the fine, paid his debt to society or whatever. So, he was on Mano's podcast. And they brought it up. And, they was like, I got to ask you, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you attracted to they said trannies, but transsexuals or transgenders, I'm sorry. And his response was like, yo, you know what I do. like
a regular? I mean, I guess it is.
Like it was like playing basketball. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I do, you know how I get out. This is what he said. And I was amazed that he responded like that because for a while it was like a closeted thing. Like he didn't really, no pun intended. He didn't really broadcast, you know what I'm saying, his sexuality or what he was into until, he ran into some legal issues. So, everybody joked on him for being, different for a while. And then you didn't hear nothing else about him. So, boom, he appears on Mano's podcast and they asked him the question. And then Mano's co-host asked, okay, well, are you, is that your attraction? So he labeled himself as a trisexual. And his follow-up was, I'll try anything or almost anything. And I was like, that's interesting. Okay. So.
It's always a new one. Always a new word.
Always. So then Mano's co-host then proceeds to ask him, okay, well, if you're attracted to transgenders, do you consider yourself a homosexual man? And his response was, he didn't say no, but his response was he never had sex with a man. All he did was get head. and he doesn't feel that he's gay because he got head from a transgender. I really want to know your opinion on that.
I didn't suck his dick. He sucked my dick.
Hey, listen, man. Yeah, and not to knock anybody what they do. You know what I'm saying? But I think that in the year of 2021, when everybody is we saying, we being real. You know what I'm saying? Everybody talking about being real. Everybody want to be authentic. Everybody want to be 100. I understand being free and being yourself. You know what I'm saying? But a transgender is an individual, from my understanding. We could Google it to get the proper term. Hold on. Transgender is, by definition, denoting or relating to a person whose sense of personal identity and gender does not correspond with their birth sex. So, this particular person probably identifies as a woman, but they were probably born a man. And, in my opinion, if you're born a man, you're a man. No matter how many hormones you take, how many hormone pills you take, I don't care if they slice your dick in fourths and fold it in half and tuck it behind your asshole. They'll make a crevice, they'll make it look like a coochie. My boy, you still, on the inside, you still have testes and can produce sperm and all of these other male identifying organal functions. So I would categorize Mr. C as being a gay man. I'm sorry, bro. You getting head from a dude. That's all we need to really say.
That's gay.
You know what I'm saying? And I know it's some niggas that done been to prison. They done fucked off with men in prison that dress and look like women, and then when they came out, you know what I'm saying? They was, I'm okay now. But I guarantee you, right? I guarantee you though, if you were to ask a woman, like if you was talking to a girl, and this is how I know it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Not that it's not right. This is how I know everybody's full of shit. Let me say that. Because if you approach a girl, let's just say you talking to a girl or whatever, and y'all getting to know each other, and y'all start talking about, past experiences and things of that nature. And then you mention, you know what I'm saying, like, a nigga in the, boys and girls. That's the last time you probably gonna talk to that woman.
Right.
It probably is. And women can sit up here and people can sit up here and say whatever they want to say. However, that's not everybody's cup of tea, which is cool. But if it's so okay, then why would you not talk to somebody that used to deal in that lifestyle?
It's like that episode of Insecure when Molly found out, oh boy, the nigga that worked at Enterprise got head from. He said it only happened one time.
Yeah, that nigga only gay one time too.
Right. You're gay, bro. Like, I have zero curiosity in what men do for me sexually.
Correct.
Like, I'm all about women, their hoes.
All three of them. All three of them.
Like, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, bro. You're
right.
Gay.
I agree.
Like, I don't know what other way to sum that shit up outside of you're gay.
Yeah, it was weird when he did it, and when he said it, I was just like, to me, that's something mentally that we probably never understand.
Right, and I was gonna say that, like, I would never understand, like, but I also think it's like an identity crisis. Like, when the nigga I saw on the Biggie documentary, like a tough nigga, like, so it's. And
he lost weight too. He used to be a fat nigga.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, can I look myself in the mirror, like, oh, you're a gay man? Like, can you really do that? Like, and that's something I can't answer.
I question a lot about that community because a lot of the things that occur just don't make any sense to me. And if somebody was to explain it, like, and it's not they're not obligated to explain anything to me. However, because in the society that we live in, it seems like we're being forced to accept them. But they're normal human beings.
Without a proper explanation.
Not even an explanation, just like, well, I guess you can call it an explanation, but just make it make sense. Like, for example, you know what I'm saying? If I was going to be a gay woman, right, and I like women, I'm going to go get the prettiest woman ever.
Right.
Or I'm going to talk to the prettiest woman because I like women. I like pretty women. What I don't understand is, and nobody can explain this to me, the women that then transform into men to date women, like walk, talk, dress, act like men.
Mm-hmm.
What is the purpose of that?
So that they go get a youngin' made.
Yeah, like to me, if you don't like men,
why would you go get?
Why would you go get a girl that look like a man?
Right.
That just don't. And then every time you ask them that, nobody has an explanation.
They wear a strap. She walk around with a strap, so like she got a dick on. Like,
so if you know what I'm saying. For example, Janelle Monáe.
Mm-hmm.
You know who Janelle Monáe is? Okay, Janelle Monáe's fiance, wife, whatever they are, beautiful.
Right.
That makes sense to me. Janelle Monáe still dresses like a woman, although she wears tuxedos a lot. You know what I'm saying? Pants. She wear a lot of pants.
She loves Men's Warehouse.
She'll fuck Men's Warehouse up now, okay? But at the same time, she still put on makeup. You know what I'm saying? She's an entertainer. Of course, this may be a bad example, but she still uses makeup. She still looks girly. Mm-hmm. Like she can pass for a girl that just like to wear comfortable clothes, damn near. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if do you watch First Take with Brandon Marshall? It come on FX1?
Sometimes.
So I found out today the host, Jenna Wolf, is
a lesbian?
Yes.
Jenna Wolf is a white lady?
Yeah. Or whatever, or maybe Latino. So I Googled her wife and I was like, well, she looks like
her?
Yes, she looked like
she's like a woman though.
Sometimes
she's pretty.
She got like broad shoulders and shit like that.
Oh.
So I was like, maybe she's a man in a relationship. So I Googled her wife and they look similar.
Okay.
Like to me, I just don't understand.
So Jenna Wolf is a journalist. Okay. But see, I guess because of the industry that she's in, mm-hmm. she wears dresses, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But here, they do look like they have a similar body type, body style. But in all the pictures I'm seeing, she either in workout gear or she got a dress on. Mm-hmm. That makes sense to me. You want a woman, and then her girlfriend or whatever look like they wear the same kind of clothes or whatever. Bro, all this shit is confusing, and it's like, me personally, this is just my personal makeup. Like, I like to understand things, because if I understand things, then I don't have any questions. Like, right. That go for anything. That don't go just for this topic. That go for shit at work. Even last week, you know what I'm saying, we were trying to, learn the Forex, language and stuff like that. There's certain questions I'm going to have.
Right.
If you can't explain or answer my question to where I feel comfortable and I understand, it's forever going to be a blur to me.
So now we all confused.
Listen, man.
Just give me some clarity. If you give me clarity, you need gas to make sure your car runs. Well, that makes perfect sense.
Ding, 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 ding.
You can't put water in the gas tank.
Can't. Water not going to make the gas go.
Right.
Car go.
So if you explain it, you bring me some clarity, you bring me some light, then we all good.
But how do you justify walking around with a strap on all day and you're a girl? How do you justify that? What would you say? Ain't shit you can say. It's nothing you can say to make me understand that makes perfect sense. You know what I'm saying? Just like, but on the flip side, why do niggas? But then, you know what? Maybe you could equate it to men walking around with rubbers in their pocket. Why do you walk around with, now I know you probably don't, it's been a while since you walked around with a condom in your pocket. But why do men walk around with condoms in their pocket?
Because just in case.
Okay, so I could probably, just in case, you might come up on some pussy or something.
Why don't you put like that? I always envision that shit like being in a briefcase and you pop the lid.
Man, listen. I think I understand now that aspect of it. You walk around with the strap on, you never know, just in case.
Hey, I'm always ready.
It's rubber too. So both of y'all got rubbers in y'all pocket. So,
but the one with the strap got to put some lube.
Yeah, but man, the Mississippi shit, that shit was weird, man. It was weird. That boy wildin'.
I think that's some identity shit. Yeah.
It could be.
If you can look yourself in the mirror and be like, I'm a gay man, I'm a gay woman, then by all means.
Yeah.
Don't front.
Something came across, I had an idea the other day. And I wanted to ask you, like, what are you passionate about? Like, the people that follow you know that you like going to the gym. You love your wife. Mm-hmm. Love your child.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Passionate. I'm pretty sure you're passionate about your family as a whole. But what are you truly passionate about? Like, if the topic was to come up, there's a light that kind of like flashes, or you get this twinkle in your eye, like, and you could talk about this particular thing, or you get excited about whatever this is. Is there anything like that you have in your life currently?
If anybody know, well, nobody probably really knows. I rarely talk about it, but baseball is like my true love. Like, I'm the nigga, like, a lot of people don't watch baseball.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the nigga at work listening to spring training games, and this shit don't even matter because I'm just that heavily invested into, like, especially the Braves. But yeah, baseball, like, if I had to redo my life again, like, I would be a coach, or I would be doing something, maybe broadcasting something where I can just be around the game, because that's just how much I love it. Like, I love that shit more than football, basketball. Like, nothing equates to, like, hearing the bat hit the ball. Like, that shit intrigues me.
I can sympathize with you, because that's how. Well, that's not my answer, but that's how I feel about basketball. Like, walking in the gym and hearing sneakers squeak on a
Right.
It's go time. You know what I'm saying? It's game time. Like, it's time to hoop. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm that passionate about baseball, but I think my passion is my passion is real estate, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, that's a topic that if somebody is talking about it, I'm going to pull up a chair and I want to learn what they know.
Right.
I want to ask questions about certain things that I may thought I understand, but they may have a better understanding. And I mean real estate on both sides, commercial and residential. You know, and I don't know what made me ask that. You know, I always, you know, I kind of always want to, like, you know, feed our minds and feed the minds of the people that support us to just kind of tap into what find out what you're truly passionate about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because using passion to fuel drive will ultimately turn your passion into payday. You know what I'm saying? Like, something that, because they say you're supposed to turn your passion into your paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Like, utilize what you have a strong interest in and develop that, study it, learn it. You know, I don't know how closely involved you are with anything baseball related outside of watching it on TV. But if that's something that you're passionate in, man, by all means, like, you know, go for it. Definitely go for it, because you never know what it could turn into.
And that's true. And I'll be like, damn, like, I always thought I was pretty good. Yeah, it was just raw talent. I never really gave it any more effort outside of, like, maybe working out sparingly in the off season.
Right.
Like, now it's like, damn, I really love this shit. Like, now, I think there's a few more things. Of course, baseball is probably top one, but I was passionate about Chick-fil-A. Like, it was not just like selling chicken sandwiches. It was like more so like the people I met. You know, just being involved in, like, and meeting different people and being involved in their lives. And I think the last thing now that I'm really getting intrigued about is money. Like, how does money work? How does money really work? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm starting, you know, this book, I talked about it last week, Automatic Millionaire. You know, how does the stock market work? Like, what do these acronyms mean? Like, I want to know as much as I want to know about money and how it works, so I can pass the shit on to my son.
Of course. And, you know, in different industries, they do have different jargon and different languages. Like, no matter what you do in baseball, I'm pretty sure the terminology in baseball ain't the same terminology in basketball. Right. In basketball, the same terminology. There are some terms that overlap out of bounds.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Foul,
Shit like that. Foul, you know, even though foul don't mean the same thing across all three sports.
Right.
But, you know, there are some similarities, but with understanding and going through, you know, identifying your passion, like, just understanding the languages, it'll take you way farther than, you know what I'm saying, being a novice. Like, that's what, you know, one of the things we learned, like, you know, when we was trying to learn the Forex shit or whatever, 3 minutes into the conversation, oh, this is a pip. Yo, what does pip mean? You know what I'm saying? PIP, whatever. If it's not an acronym, tell me that.
Right.
If it is an acronym, tell me what the fuck it stands for. Because I guarantee you, the words that make up the acronym will tell you exactly what it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just like once you start understanding prefixes and suffixes and shit like that, like everything else is easy.
Right.
Pre mean before. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Post mean after.
Right.
You know, shit like that we learned when we was in school.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But if you really break down what those words mean, you can interpret or understand pretty much anything with context clues.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wanted to ask that, because if it is something you're passionate in, man, like, you know, go after it.
I feel you on that. And we all got, like you said beginning of the episode, we all got 24 hours.
Yep.
Make the best of the 24 hours that we got. And if we here tomorrow, then make the best of that shit again.
Right.
So I just wish I had the same mindset when I was younger.
I think we all do, but I don't think it's ever too late though, because whenever you do develop the mindset, from there comes the drive to pursue it.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what age, you know what I'm saying, you at. Like, look at the people that go back to college at 35, 36, 40, 50 years old, and you see them walking across the stage getting a bachelor's or even getting a high school diploma.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's certain things that fuel certain people in different ways. So I don't ever want you to think that it's too late or it's not, you know, you can't do it now. You can do anything you put your mind to.
Right.
You know
So I want to ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say somebody, you know, your passion was real estate.
Right.
They offer you a position, maybe not making as much money as you're making right now in your current job. Would you accept it? How would you?
I would find a way to do both. But my prior obligations wouldn't allow me to quit my current job.
Right.
However, whatever extra time that I had during the week, if I had any, I would dedicate it to it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if that, you know, and I would ask, like, is there any room for flexibility of a schedule? Like, hey, I can give you 2 weekends out of the month, and I can give you a few days during the week, every other week, because that's when I'm free. Those are the days, because, you know, when I get off of work, shit, I'll be at the crib.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, I'm not finna sit here and act like I just be so busy. It's just kids consume a lot of my time when I have them. When I don't have them, I have free time to do whatever I need to do.
Right.
So if I could work out a schedule or something like that, nigga, I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm there. So, but yeah. All right.
Y'all niggas find out what y'all passionate about.
Hell yeah. This is interesting. We haven't had anything alcohol related today.
I haven't. I had a shot earlier this week.
No, I'm talking about today.
I know about today, but I ain't really drunk this week. I don't really drink during the week.
I don't drink during the week
until I come over here.
Yeah, you don't make it sound like that.
Stick alcohol.
I mean, half the time you bring the liquor though.
That shit was rubbing in my truck last week. I said, let me pour this shit out my damn truck before this shit spill over.
All right, so the topic of today, do you think that you have mommy issues? Right. So, I know that sounds bad, but it's not in a negative form. So, usually when you hear mommy issues, daddy issues, you think negatively. You think,
oh, they left your ass.
You know, they left you, you got abandoned, you never seen them niggas, none of that. My question is in the reverse. Do you think because your mom was such a influence in your life that it caused your expectations to be higher than, or yeah, caused your expectations to be higher in terms of women and how women treat you?
How they treat me? Yes. Because I think it's just a respect level across the board. That you just have for people that you say you love and you care about.
Right.
As far as the other aspect, my mom demonstrated to me what hard work was. She worked 2 jobs up until like, she still works 2 jobs now. And she cooked, you know what I'm saying, went to the grocery store, she did all that stuff. So, you know, as a young lad, I'm envisioning my wife or my girlfriend to have the same kind of work ethic and also be able to come home and be a wife and a mother and all this good stuff. But that quickly went out the window because a lot of people just don't know how to manage that, or they didn't grow up where our parents grew up at. Like originally, you had to work. You know what I'm saying? You pretty much killed what you ate. I mean, well, you ate what you killed.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So, but I quickly had to change or adjust my lenses to understand that women are not like that nowadays. But I was skewed a little bit in the beginning because I mean, when I first met Sierra, she didn't cook like that because her mom didn't cook. So she gradually learned over time, which I appreciate. But I used to tell her all the time, like, yeah, my mom used to shit. The only time we ate out was like maybe on Fridays or Saturdays. But my mom cooked every day. But I quickly told Sierra, like, if you can cook 3 times a week, that'd be great. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be like her. But I do feel like I know my mom kind of babied me and my brother, and she was, oh, my boys, this, and this. Like, my boys are the greatest. Like, I don't need that kind of, level of respect, but I do deserve, as a husband and as a father and a man, I should be treated like a king. So.
Fair. I think having strong parents is a gift and a curse. And when I say strong parents, I just mean of any kind of moral, and it's more of a gift because you grow up with those same morals and values. But from a standpoint of having a strong mom, it was so much that I was taught and exposed to on the come up that when I got out to be able to apply some of these teachings, I would be around women and they would question whether or not I was actually single. Like, you know what I'm saying? From the cleanliness of your crib to how your house is decorated to even I had a girl question me one time because, and I'd say this jokingly, but I mean it like wholeheartedly. All my pots got tops. Every last one of them. And if my pot don't have a top, I throw it away. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just, in the house that I grew up in, every single pot had a top.
Right.
Whether it was a dish, whether it was a Tupperware bowl, whether it was whatever the case was, it had a top to it. You know what I'm saying? So, something as small as that, it may seem funny, but it is a standard of living that I'm used to. You know what I'm saying? So, I would say that my expectations were very heightened because when you start to go around women that didn't necessarily grow up how you grew up and don't have, not saying that they're less fortunate or anything, that's just not how they were raised. You know what I'm saying? There's a certain standard of living that I'm used to, and if I don't get it, I'm uninterested. At all. I don't even want to help you work towards getting it. You know what I'm saying? Like that. And that may sound bad, but I feel like women look at men like that. Like if you come around a nigga and
like say if you don't work,
man, you could. Prime example, you come around a dude. Let's just say it's your first time at his crib, and the bed on the floor, or the TV on a storage bin, or he don't have a dresser, but he got a basket full of clothes just in the corner or something. You're gonna look at that man and say, either you're gonna say, "What am I doing?" or he isn't ready for somebody like me.
Right.
I feel like we should be able to say the same thing when we see women in those positions. Not to say that you'll never find anybody. It just could mean that you and I are probably just not compatible or on the same wavelength to like pursue something.
You know what's funny? Like, 'cause I think the species, like, that's where we kind of separate. Like, men will be like, oh, she easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, she gonna need a nigga like me because I provide X, Y, and Z.
That's not me. I'm just saying.
Okay. But as women, like you said, the example that you use, they tend to stray away from shit like that.
Yeah.
They want the more established man, or at least have something going for yourself.
Because I feel like they've been taught to be, this may sound bad, they've been taught to be rescued. They've been taught to, hey, do this so that you could get a man that's going to take care of you. That's teaching somebody how to be rescued. I don't care how you slice it and look at it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you really take note to how a lot of women are raised, a lot of fathers are telling their daughters, make sure you get a nigga like this so you don't got to do this. Make sure you get a nigga like this, so you don't have to do this. And then they grow up thinking, I need to get a nigga like my daddy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So what is equivalent to that? A mom saying that to her sons?
I'm gonna teach you how to cook, so you don't gotta wait on no woman to fix you nothing to eat. I've heard my mom say this to me. You know what I'm saying? My grandma too. You know what I'm saying? My grandma, like Grandma Edna, she taught me a couple things. That wasn't much, but she taught me a couple things just about how, like, you know, some folding clothes. Like I caught her a couple times knitting and sewing. You know what I'm saying? I already kind of knew what to do with like needle and thread and shit, but you know what I'm saying? Like Grandma. If you sat around her enough, like she kind of gave you little bits and pieces without even saying anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like even to where now how we wake up early in the morning, right? Like Grandma used to be up 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? You wake up, it's grits already in the pot, right. It's sausage already in the oven. Shit like that, I still do to this day, and I don't even think she understand that I was paying attention to shit like that.
You know what's funny? Because that's like at least one Saturday or Sunday we eating grits.
Yeah,
like that's just
real shit.
Yeah, and that's funny because I mean that's how I learned how to shell peas.
Yep.
Like I'm probably ain't the greatest, but I know
know what to do.
Right.
You know what to do, bro. It's so funny. It's so many people that ain't morning people.
Right.
It's so many people that's not morning people. I wake up, oh, you want some breakfast? I'm good. I ain't hungry. You ain't hungry, bro. Nigga, I'm starving.
I'm starving, bro.
It's been 9 hours since you ate. What are you talking about? You're not hungry.
I'm starving.
You know what I'm saying? I'm the breakfast, like, especially if I'm working from home.
Right.
Nigga, I'm finna make me some breakfast. I don't give a fuck what's going on.
Bro, I made omelets, French toast, like even when we go to work, I just get up enough time to make sure that we all eat.
Even if it's something simple. A nigga be eating egg sandwiches in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got some apple jelly, toast that bread, spread that jelly on that bitch, scramble the eggs, put some cheese on it, pop some sausage in the oven on 375 about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. All right, that's a meal. But I ain't hungry again till dinner. But yeah, just like simple stuff like that, man. Like I truly think that, you know, having strong women in your life really, really sets your expectations and catapults them to another level. You know what I'm saying? Because I guarantee you, it's a certain level of cleanliness that you require from Sierra. And you probably don't even got to say it. She probably already like, oh, she'll wake up one day and be like, I'm finna clean this crib.
Yeah.
Because it ain't, not saying that it's the standard that you set,
right.
But she's probably was raised by somebody similar to how your mom was about shit like that. That's what I mean.
Right. No, for sure, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, we're all being prepared and conditioned to withstand and accept certain things. Depending on your foundation and how you grew up, that'll determine what you put up with, what you don't want to put up with. Like abusive, you know, if somebody grew up in an abusive home, all they know is abuse. So when they get out in the world, abuse is normal. You know what I'm saying? Then you get around a motherfucker that don't hit you or don't raise your voice at you, you don't know what to do.
Right.
Vice versa, you grew up in a household that was more stable. People expressed themselves. They talked. They hugged. They said, "I love you." I was on the timeline. I think we talked about this before. I think the question rose like, how many people, like, do you tell your family "I love you"? Something like that, or how many times has your mom or how many times has your dad told you "I love you"? There's so many people that say they never heard "I love you" from their mom. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's scary to me because even if I talk to my mom it don't be 2 days that go by if we don't talk. Even if it is 2 days, it'll be a text. Hey, just checking on you. How you doing? I love you. Back and forth like that. You know what I'm saying? To hear it's so many men that never heard "I love you" from their mom or hug. Even talking, going to one of our favorite podcasts, you know what I'm saying, I Am Athlete, when Chad broke down the relationship with his mom. And he was showing the text messages of his mom cussing him out right before she passed away, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at that and I'm like, just wow, like, this is what he was used to. However, somebody like me is looking at that like, yo, my mom ain't never talked to me like that.
Nah,
ever. Not even in her most angry period of life at me. Never cursed at me, never called me out my name. never cursed at me at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just amazing, like how different people be.
So my dad was really good about showing, affection and stuff. Like when we get on the phone, like to this day, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Even like me and my brother used to be like, why the nigga always saying you love us? Like, when you're in high school, like you think you smelling yourself and shit like that.
Yeah.
But now, I tell Chase, like, when I drop him off every morning, I love you. But I wish my mom was, when we was coming up, she was more emotional.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of told us what to do around women. Like, it's still shit to this day. Like, my fingernails are always clean. Like, certain things like that. But, like, maybe, us just going out, just me, her and my brother, like, okay, this is what you do when when you're around a woman. We didn't get that time together like that. And she would never say I love you, because that's just how she grew up.
Your mom?
Yeah.
Damn.
Now she's done a 180 now. Like, now when we get off the phone, I love you. So it feels great. But as a youngin', like, I wish I would have been able to spend just a tad bit more time, and because I feel like it would have helped me, be a little more emotional and expressive towards women when I started dating. But now it works, you know what I'm saying? Like, it helps a lot, because we all need that motherly love.
Do you think, this may sound weird, and it's not weird, I promise. Do you think you could date somebody like your mom?
Nah. I'm just gonna be real. And that's just based off like what I have seen and what my dad has talked about. You know what I'm saying? Like, just her not being emotionally connected and stuff like that. And I think that had a lot to do with some of his transgressions. Yeah. But that's a story for another day. But nah.
Yo, my mama aggravating as fuck. Ain't no way in hell. Even when I go to visit, I hit the door. It's great. Hugs, kisses. Hey, I miss you. This and that. From the time it takes for me to walk through the door, to put my ass on a fucking couch, is she complaining about something. Something my daddy didn't do. Something he left in the middle of the floor. Dish he left in the sink. Or he, you know what I'm saying? My dad, I commend him. This nigga got the patience of a fucking deaf man. So for me to have to deal with that shit every day, and I wonder, it'll be 38 years they've been married this year. I want to really know, has she been like this the entire 38 years? Because if so, then you probably need to go get mentally evaluated. Because you're not normal. To be able to deal with that shit for that long, you've completely like turned yourself into like a mental patient. Had to be.
Yeah, tapped into another side.
Dog, oh my gosh, man. I remember I went home. Was it the last time I went home? And she was complaining about something. And she always got something slick to say. I think that's where I get it from. But it's really like, she don't like to go nowhere. This is what it was. She don't really like to go nowhere. But my daddy asked her, hey, I'm going here. Do you want to come? He always going to a conference or out of town or something. He's always looking for the next thing to do in terms of his business. So he get opportunities to go out of town, even if it's just Orlando, even if it's something close or whatever. Always ask her, oh, do you want to go? She always turn the shit down. This nigga slide though.
Right, I know you be out.
He gonna leave.
What the fuck you about to do?
He said, I'm not staying in the house. I got shit to do. I gotta get out here. You know what I'm saying? Never once have I ever thought that my dad was sliding on my mom. Ever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he's not the type of person that if you don't want to go, I'm not finna sit in the house just because you don't want to go.
Right.
He slide. She'll get upset. And then when he come back, like talking about, how much fun he had, all his frat brothers he met up with in these different cities that he done went to, and they went to this restaurant, and he saw this, and they went to this game. Oh, your daddy out here just living it up without me. I said, well, time out. Wait a minute. First of all, he asked you, did you want to go? Right. Don't do that. You said you didn't want to go. So why are you now bringing it up later? I fucking hate that kind of shit. I do. That would get on my fucking nerves.
Hey, man.
And it would make me snap. It would. It would. Because to me, that's with a passion I hate passive aggressiveness.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like something, say it right then and there.
Right.
If you like something, say it right then and there. Don't wait till later till it's convenient for you to win an argument or win a point or make a point to then bring it up because you had ample opportunity to talk about it right then, but you chose not to.
Mm-hmm.
That's not my fault. I fucking hate that.
Now, I agree with you. Like, if I'm giving you, like your dad, he giving, auntie enough space and enough respect. Like, do you want to come?
He always asks.
Yeah. But if you don't want to come, then just the end of the conversation, like, don't be out here. See, that will make me blow up. Don't make me seem like the bad guy when I ain't the bad guy.
He really like, I know when something bothering him because he'll call me and he'll start rubbing his head like this right here.
On FaceTime?
I'm like, man, what's wrong with you? Man, I don't really want to talk about it. Yeah, you do. That's why you called me, motherfucker. What's going on? Well, your mama, she don't never want to do nothing, blah, 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 blah. I was like, yo, what just slide this? Shit, if she don't want to go. I mean, but I understand, like, him going makes the house uncomfortable because she probably saying, no, she don't want to go because she don't want him to go without her. Mm-hmm. Or she want him to say, all right, well, I ain't going there since I'm not going. You know what I'm saying?
I think your dad's got to be like, all right, like, we going. Like, I'm not asking you. Like, we just going. So
I don't know if he ever did that. That might be a good approach. I don't think he ever did it, though. But yeah, okay, so you couldn't date your mom.
Nah.
But what characteristics would you take from your mom and it would end him? What characteristics would you take from your mom? Like if you had to create a bitch.
Build a bitch.
We building the bitch, right? We building the perfect bitch, right? From the characteristics of your mom, though. So, in the Build a Bitch factory, what characteristics would you take from your mom to make your woman, and what characteristics would you leave out?
So we stuffing them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would definitely take her work ethic.
Okay.
I think my mom, she got some street sense to her.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think. I know those two for sure off the bat.
Okay.
And I think my mom can be a caregiver. You know what I'm saying? If you was down bad or, she helped take care of my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of like something else. And she always, like, my mom is always willing to have fun.
Okay.
Like when we was coming up and supportive, I think at every baseball game, like, I don't remember, like, of course there's people there, but I can always hear my mom. Like, just being supportive. Oh, that's, so every time the bat hit the ball, oh, that's a home run.
Right.
That's my baby. So those for sure, those 4 or 5, like, I would, stuff it in there and be like, this is what I need.
Gotcha. For me, definitely her domestic nature. My mom is like a stickler for cleanliness and this whole pandemic ain't impact us at all. Mm-hmm. Niggas was already washing their hands and washing their ass every fucking day. Hand sanitizer everywhere, wipes everywhere, in the car, book bag, under the bed, like no matter where it was. So I would take that. I would take my mom's judge of character. I think that everybody that my mom told me to stay the fuck away from is either dead or in jail right now, or they just not doing well.
Right.
And I wish I had that kind of like vision to say, or just have a great judge of character, because she called that shit out. And when you young and you want to hang around some people,
them the cool motherfuckers.
What? Them niggas losers now. I ain't lying either, bro. Like I'm like, it's a lot of shit that I think back on. Like, damn, that's why she told me to stay the fuck away from them. Mm-hmm. That person, that characteristic, and then her nurturing side. My mom's very nurturing. Mm-hmm. Always kissing, always hugging. You know what I'm saying? The pandemic slowed that down, of course, but just always like little nicknames. That's where I get giving everybody nicknames from. My mama do that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I think her family, that was their thing, giving nicknames. And if you got a nickname, I mean, they fuck with you. You in there. You know what I'm saying? And then the fourth one would probably be, just her dedication. Her dedication to whatever it was that she was doing, whether it was, if I'm cleaning the crib, I'm dedicated to cleaning the crib. If I'm a cook, if I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Family, definitely, dedicated to family. So those are the four that I would choose if I had to build me a hoe.
Do you think? I know we were supposed to end there, but do you think? Because we both one or two. We both got brothers.
Mm-hmm.
You think your mom? I don't want to say favoritism, but you think she put your brother on some stuff that she might have not been able to give to you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Because like with John, like I feel like she, I don't want to say catered, but she definitely massaged him a little more. You know what I'm saying? And
But he the youngest.
right. So and so likewise with you. So I think, it's different, but I think we all will probably still wind up on the same road.
I agree. For me, it was always, I think they learned early that I was going to be okay without them. Not saying that my brother is not okay without them because he's doing great.
Right.
But I think I had a more independent mindset early on as a child. I wanted to do what I wanted to do my mom said that all the time. From riding a bike, I wanted to take the training wheels off. I didn't want the training wheels on.
Right.
When it was time to go swimming, I didn't want to swim in 3 feet. I wanted to go to 6 feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, just little things like that as I was growing up that let me know that, or let them know that, hey, you know what I'm saying, he's a little bit different and he's going to grow up to be independent. So you might not have to, like, micromanage him as much as you would my brother.
Like that's the great example.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so for example, like, even with, like, school, school came so easy to me, bro. Like, it wasn't even, I didn't really try it like that. Right. And then I had an incentive to do good in school because I played basketball. My brother didn't really play no sports. He didn't have no, like, anything driving him to go to school. Me, basketball, shit. I get to play in front of people. Them bitches finna be there. Right. I get to get a jacket and a class ring and all this other stuff. I'm going to school. I'm going to basketball practice. I'll see y'all niggas at 6:30.
That's how I felt. If I won that baseball practice, it was like I was in the club. Yep. I'm going to work. Yep. And it's bitches at the mall.
It's bitches at the mall.
From all different schools.
I was always that. You know what I'm saying? Even when I knew I wanted to go to college because my dad always had us around college shit. Like, we was going to, I know you don't know about Florida Classic, but we was going to Florida Classic back when it was in Tampa. It moved to Orlando sometime after. But when you hear people talk about a Classic, Florida A&M versus Bethune-Cookman, that shit started in Tampa, Florida. Then it moved to Orlando. That's where it is now. Right. But we was going back in the 90s when it was there. My dad always had us around FAMU shit, Georgia Tech shit. You know what I'm saying? Because he went to both schools. So I was destined to go to college. And then when I got old enough to understand, what college was, a different world. When I used to watch A Different World on TV, that opened my mind up to, oh, shit, I'm out of here. Like, that's what these niggas doing?
Right. With no adult supervision?
What? So, all of those things kind of prepped me to, as I was getting older, to say, I'm finna make it. I'm gonna get this shit. I'm gonna get the hang of it, and then I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? I think me and my brother, we just had two different paths, but we ended up getting the same place. I think, but him being the youngest, him not really having anything that I think my brother was always fast. I don't know why he didn't pursue track, but he didn't. I mean, I think he went out there maybe once or something like that, and just, man, this shit ain't for me. And then that was it. Me, I was always from YMCA to the boys club to when I got to middle school. Then high school, you playing year round, spring, summer, church league. Right. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. I was always into sports, so sports always drove me to do good in school. So I think those were the differences between me and him. But
John and Jamal, damn near identical.
They is, man. Shout out to both of them, man. I love them to death. But them niggas, it seemed like they brothers. For real, man. But yeah, I was thinking about that, like the whole, mom conversation, because, You hear it all the time, man. You know, girls always hollering about, they're supposed to provide and you gotta do this. And, you know, I want a nigga like my daddy. That's cool. I want somebody similar to my mom. Not like him, but similar. You know, take some of the good characteristics. You keep the other shit.
I think it's something that, you know, people can definitely think about and like, because like you said, it's always about, oh, my daddy did this. You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, my mama did this. So, you know, like that meme with Diddy and the nigga sitting
and they stand at each other. Hell yeah.
What's up?
It's the same thing. I think we're speaking the same language and we coming from, you know, the same foundation, but you know, shit, you want to brag about your daddy? Shit, I can brag about both my parents.
I can't, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Regardless of, you know, they're not together now, but regardless, like, my dad, like, he instilled in me and my brother, like, this is what men do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My mom was like, you know, this is, you know, how you conduct yourself in public. Like, my mom taught us about periods. You know, stuff, you know, different things like that.
I ain't learned about none of that shit.
So
trial and error for me.
Yeah, so it just, you know, they put us on different things. The only thing I wish my mom was, I wish she was a little more outspoken.
Right.
When we was coming up, like she kind of let my dad take the reins, but you know, I feel like my mom had a lot to say. And
gotcha.
So
cool, man. Listen, thank y'all for listening. I'm your boy, Way More Fly Than You. 1 U on Instagram. Way More Fly Than You. 2 U's on Twitter. Your baby mama's favorite single father.
Lil Dirt 88 on Twitter. Junior Dirt _ 88 on IG.
That's all we got, man.
That's it. Until next week.
Thank y'all for listening.
That hurt my damn.